Life really takes you down interesting paths. It basically starts, I had a dog, his name is Court, a blue heeler. He was 17 when he died, and I wasn't ready for another one. When you have a dog for half your life, almost half your life, it becomes so much, you communicate, you identify, you get to know each other, and I just didn't feel it was fair to another dog. And so I decided, let's just do something different. So I went to the feed store, I picked up a baby chick, 3-day-old chick, took her home with me, and that's where our adventure began. She just kind of became my new companion. Not really knowing what that experience and that relationship was going to be like, especially when you take a farm animal and you try to move it into a domesticated environment. Moving her into the house, there was so much learning that needed to happen, so much understanding of her approach to dealing with daily life, and me understanding that mode of communication. What I have experienced with now putting our adventures on social media, there's also that opportunity to share how a chicken can be a companion and show love in a different way. I'm originally from Colorado. Had an opportunity, fell in love with our part of Florida, and I moved to Florida in 2015. When you become accustomed to your region, you see all the sights there are. When I moved to Florida, that's the East Coast. That's no longer part of the West. So I wanted to see America. I wanted to see what the Eastern United States was all about. And so many times I found that we work through the week, looking forward to the weekend. We're gonna do something. I'm just gonna do something fun for this weekend, and it never happens. Sunday night rolls around, and you're like, work on Monday. And I decided no more excuses. I'm not gonna make any more excuses for not making the most of the weekend. So about January, February of 2018, I decided I want to see America. And so every weekend, I don't care where I go. Literally, I do not care where I go. Head down the interstate and pull up the map and say, what's 8 hours away that we could go see? She rides in my lap. She sits in my lap the whole time. She lets me know when she needs to go to the bathroom. I pull over, I try to take an exit, get off the interstate, let her out. She does her business, and we get back on the road. The passenger seat is her space. She's got a cup holder with her water. She's got her food there, so she is very well taken care of. But she prefers to sit in my lap, look out the window as we go down the road.
How do you know where you're going to stay? Like, who takes the chicken?
Wow. A lot of hotels are pet friendly. So almost all of them seem to be pet friendly nowadays. But not sure how to deal with a chicken. I have learned not to take the word that it is pet friendly and we are going to be welcome. I call and I say, you're pet friendly, right? Yep, bring it on. Okay. How about a chicken? 9 times out of 10, they laugh, they hang up, or just say, absolutely not. Or they say, you're gonna have to call corporate about that, because we've never had that, so we don't know how to deal with that. So, and I've learned to accept it. I'm okay with it. I just roll with it. Sometimes, if we get into where we're going at 11 o'clock and we're still making phone calls, sometimes we're driving around until midnight finding a hotel. We were in San Antonio. We went by the Alamo. I wanted to get pictures. I understood going there that animals are not allowed on the grounds. I accept it, not going to push that line. But I want to take a photo in front of it. Of course, the Texas Rangers are there kind of checking things, so I went up to him and I said, would it be okay if I set her here to take a photo? His immediate reaction was, absolutely not. This is downtown San Antonio. That chicken's going to run off in traffic, and no, we can't do that. And I just said, trust me, this is not your typical chicken. I set her down. She's not going to move until I pick her up. He's like, okay. Afterwards, he was shocked. He was just astonished by that. So there's that mindset, and I understand it. It's understandable that a chicken is a farm animal. It always runs from you or it chases you. It's not something you would take into a hotel or that type of domestic environment. I accept it.
Talk to me about the pandemic. Like, what was your experience? Did you lock down with Sammy, or did you keep traveling? Like, what happened?
Wow, that is a very good question. There was a certain amount of conviction that I had of, okay, we see so many people just really struggling with being locked up in their apartment, in their house. The kids are going crazy. They can't even go for a walk and things. Oh, but wait, I check my social media feed and here's this guy and his chicken that's traveling all over the country. Well, why does he get to do it and I'm stuck in here going crazy? So I voluntarily accepted, you know what, let's just stay at home. Obviously, my full employment work came to a halt, so I had the time, I had the flexibility, but I chose to just stay around the house, projects around the house, and it really gave us time to we really bonded. And it wasn't a bond like in the evening, she comes, she jumps up on my chest and we snuggle at night. It wasn't that, it was more, okay, Sammy, I'm going outside to do some yard work. Do you want to come with me or do you want to stay in? And she would follow me. She was very much attached to me because we were together all the time, and it was not just in the kitchen making dinner or going to bed. It was just daily moving about throughout the house, and she was right there with me. She goes everywhere with me, yes. She comes to work with me. That location, if there's dogs or something, I do have her, it's a large dog crate that I put her in, has a perch in there, has her food and water, and she's content in there. But if it's another environment that the yard is open and I can keep an eye on her, then she goes about the yard, scratches around and things. So very seldom does she not go with me. The only place she will not go, I do not take her into the grocery store, but she goes to the hardware store with me. She goes, when we do shopping for her costumes for holidays, she goes with me in those stores. So we are inseparable. I am self-employed. I set my own schedule. I'm a general contractor, residential construction. When I do talk with the client, I share with them, I have a pet. Are you okay with me bringing the pet? Yeah. Are they gonna be okay with my kids and things? They're like, how about I bring them by some Saturday afternoon or something, and you can meet. When they find out who she is, they fall in love with her. I very rarely have ever run into anyone that was just, let's not do that. She's very well received and she handles public environments extremely well. We've been to Times Square, New York City. That was a very, very populated, very busy place, and she handled it like a champ. We were on the edge of Niagara Falls with the roar of the falls and people visiting. She handled that extremely well. At the beach, with all the people, and today it's a bit windy, so with the wind and the waves, I was concerned about how she was doing. She did extremely well. She handles a lot of environments very, very well. I love introducing Sammy to kids. I've found no matter what the age child, up to 92 years old, they're amazed and wonder with the pet chicken it's so encouraging. I love to see that. But young children, the whole world, every day is new to a child. And so seeing someone with a pet chicken, seeing them on the beach, seeing a man walking a chicken on a leash, wherever we may be, is such an intriguing experience for them. It's amazing how smart young men are, little boys. They will come up to me, smart little guys, and they will tell me that a chicken is related to the dinosaur, and then they will tell me about the dinosaur that is most similar to a chicken. Always amazes me by his interest in that subject, that he knows the connection with the chicken. I'll get direct messages from mothers who speak to, I have a son, he loves chickens, but he is so scared that his friends, the kids in school, are going to make fun of him because he wants to have a pet chicken. He wants to have it in the house and things. You can have a beautiful relationship with a very tender animal. I love you, Sammy. It really gives me a great chance to showcase for other young men that if you like chickens, be proud of having chickens. Show them to your heart's content. Today was a very windy day. The wind is definitely a factor when we go out to the beach. There's no trees to break up the wind, so it's definitely gonna blow her her butt feathers a little, blow them up a bit. We go to the beach quite often, especially during the off season. Fall is the best. I shouldn't say this, really give the secret away, but October is probably the perfect time to be in Destin, Florida. And that's probably when we really enjoy swimming, because school's back in session, the water is still warm, the beaches are not as populated. So that is when we will go for our walks, just her and I along the beach. She'll go swimming out in the water with me, but that is when it's calm as a lake. I mean, there's just a tiny ripple to the waters. Because she's a chicken, one, she doesn't have the fat on her, and also her feathers are not as water buoyant, so she sits lower in the water as she swims about. So any swell in the waves is pretty intimidating for her, so I've learned to recognize what she's comfortable with and what she's not. The first day I got her, went to the beach, took a few pictures. I mean, you could put a chick in the middle of the ugliest background and it would be adorable. It wasn't until probably April of 2018 that I was at the beach, and as we're swimming back to the shore, we're walking up the beach, there was a line of people, all with their cameras out, taking videos, taking photos of us. Like, hi. And they were like, oh my goodness, this is the most adorable thing. I've never seen this before. What is your Instagram so I can tag you? And my first reaction was, what? Why would I have an Instagram account for my pet? Who does that? Boy, was I naive. Everyone has that. So I set it up. I would post a photo here and there, meet people on the beach. I was like, if you want, we have an Instagram, you want to follow it? A couple weeks after meeting some folks, they messaged me and they said, you're not going to believe this, but there was a radio station in Arizona talking about you guys. Oh my goodness, how did that happen? So I think we gained like 200 or 300 followers from that. I was ecstatic, like, Sammy, we have 400 followers. As our travels, going places increased, I was in Jacksonville Beach, and we were just on the beach doing our thing. I got a message on Instagram, and it was from a news network in Jacksonville. And they said, are you still in town? Are you still here? We want to catch up with you, do a story. This is the coolest thing. They did a story on us, and then they sent it to all their affiliates, and then it just exploded from there. Was contacted by MTV, People Magazine, The Today Show, and I could go on, and it was very overwhelming. The explosion of social media, all of that was very unintentional, very organic, and I struggled with, as we grew, what do people want? Why are they following us? I never meant for our social media to turn into what it was. But we are definitely enjoying this adventure, enjoying the story that we are able to share with the world about the love for animals, a non-typical animal, outside the box type of relationship, and that travels the world. When's the last time there was a chicken at the furthest easternmost point in the United States watching the sunrise? So I definitely have a bucket list that I would like to experience with her. I would love to travel internationally. We've been invited, all expense paid, to Australia. Our latest was Dubai. Someone said, we will pay all your expenses if you will come and visit us in Dubai. Wonderful, but I have learned with research, she will probably never be able to leave the United States. As disappointing as that is, it's also, I'm okay with that because America is a beautiful country. There is so much to see in America. And I really should be more real with the negative that we get of the no's. As we travel, we get so many rejections. I was in Foxborough Stadium, New England Patriots, taking some photos at the stadium, which was wonderful. People with dogs all over the place. And they came up to me and said that we were not welcome. I was like, but it's pet friendly. Yes, but not for you. You're not. So I could get upset and be offended, or it's okay. I have a very non-typical pet. It's fine. I accept it. I'm willing to go with the flow and we accept, but if Sammy is not welcome, then I am not going to go. We're a team. We are a pair, and we're not going anywhere. What I want to put on social media, I want you to see that in person. I don't want to be one person here and then you're like, wow, he was not. We thought he was this great celebrity, and he just was not that. So I want our story to be about, this is Dave. This is the love, sorry. The love that Dave has for a chicken, the love that he is willing to put out to the world, to show that love, to show the heartache when she's going through a hard time, to just show what an amazing relationship you can have with an animal. And it doesn't have to be a dog, it doesn't have to be a cat, it can be a connection you have with a chicken, you know? And so for my opportunity to show that realness, when she went through a very serious medical situation where it was advised, we were told she was probably not going to make it. I decided to do a Facebook Live or Instagram Live, just sharing with my audience, this is what's happening. I just want you guys to know because you've been with us for so long. And I got emotional. And when I go back and watch that, my initial reaction is, Dave, do you know how many thousands? I think 85,000 people have watched that video. 85,000 people watched Dave cry. Wow, Dave, that's great. But when I met the folks in Long Island and I was visiting with them, like, what's your experience and things? And that's one of the things that she said was, you are real. You get to show us your relationship with Sammy. You don't sugarcoat it. It's not a put on. It is organic. It's natural. You're just allowing us to be a part of your adventure. I think we need that human connection. I remember I was in Fernandina Beach, and it was a very busy day of meet and greets and engaging with a lot of people. And when the sun set, she and I went to the beach. We sat down and just listened to the waves. We looked at the stars, and I needed that downtime. So even I need that. But we all get our energy, we get recharged, and meeting new people is a great, wonderful thing that I experience. And having a chicken that breaks down that barrier allows me to visit with people that I would have never met before. America is, as Ronald Reagan said, it is a shining city on a hill. I can't speak positively enough about America. There is so many wonderful people that I have met in America. The news likes to divide and create division in race, in class, and all. But when you have a pet and you travel to every part of America, I meet amazing people, sweet people, wonderful people that share in their stories about chickens or share in their travels or what brings them to that part of the country. America is a wonderful, wonderful place, and we are so blessed to be and have the freedom that I have to have a pet chicken, to freely go from state to state, to go wherever I want to go. The landscape is beautiful, the people are wonderful, and I'm just fortunate that I have a very special companion that is ready for the adventure.
This is Koa. She is my 3-year-old chicken. We do tricks and performances together. Some of the shows we've done include America's Got Talent. We've done Nickelodeon's Unleashed, Pet Stars, as well as the Drew Barrymore Show. Before the pandemic, we had some shows planned and like a couple projects, but unfortunately those had to put on hold. So in the meantime, we've been working on my 501c, which has been finding homes for dogs who, finding the right home and match them with the right owner. And I hope to add chickens in that as well, as a lot of them are actually in shelters and need homes as well. Our future goals so far are just, I want to keep working with Koa, hopefully do more shows and get the 501c up and running. Get our coop fixed. I hope to eventually have like my dream coop and get a few more chickens. I recently got a puppy. Her name's Isla. She's 9 months old, and we do a little bit of trick training together, and I'm hoping to incorporate the two in there. And she's a bit harder than Koa. Surprisingly, everyone thinks that Koa's the hard one, but Koa's really easy. And she's a herding dog, so that can kind of get in the way as well. But either way, I love working with the two, and it's a joy being around them. You high five? Yeah, good girl.
Well, we are happy to have you here for Chicken Ship Bingo Sunday. Every Sunday, 4 to 8 at the Little Longhorn Saloon. We have tickets for the rounds, which are all colored tickets, and we have also golden tickets. What that means, we have a regular ticket that is a $2 donation, a golden ticket that's a $5 donation. And what happens is we tell the band that we're going to go out back and sell tickets, and they announce what table A through H. So the crowd lines up at whatever table is designated by the band, and then they'll buy their $2 tickets, which is a $114 win, or a $5 golden ticket, wait for it, $285 win. So basically what happens, we may have a red, white, blue ticket and a golden ticket. So all the money collected for all 4 colors goes to all of our winners, none goes to the house. So we'd have 3 winners of $114 each, 1 golden winner of $285. They have to come up once they win, and they get on stage and announce their name, where they're from, what they're gonna do with their chicken poop winnings. So once that's all done and everybody's gone through that round's done, the next round begins. The band will announce a different table, they'll all line up at that, and the same thing happens all over again. Ginny, the previous owner, started this. Her husband and a local musician, said, hey, we wanna try something on a Sunday, and she goes, oh, it'll never last. Well, here it is, and it's still going stronger than ever. So I have 3 chickens. I have Loretta Lynn, I have Dolly Parton and I have Patsy Cline, and they are the love of my life besides my beautiful husband and my dog Dino.
And what kind are they? What are they like?
Okay, so they all have their own attitude. So Loretta Lynn, she is a Dominicker. She's black and white, and she will follow me anywhere in the parking lot. I can whistle at her. She'll come running just because she wants to come and see what's going on. She's my little social butterfly. She's about 5.5, 6 years old. Then Dolly Parton and Patsy Cline, they are called Easter chickens or Americanas, and I have 2 of them. And they're a little, shyer, but they still love the social interaction. And my Dolly Parton, she's about 3.5, and Patsy is about 3. During the pandemic, we had to rearrange what we were doing. So we did live streaming Chicken Ship Bingo. And what that was is we had people donate $10 online, and you could play Chicken Ship Bingo on Sundays, kind of the same kind of rules. You get your tickets in advance from Monday through Saturday, and then what they do is they'd win merchandise or they'd win all kinds of gift prizes. We did that all during the pandemic, and just it really helped. But the one thing that helped the most was one of my local bands, Shotguns Ready, did a GoFundMe page. And we were astounded how much money they made for us. And we were humbled by it.
I want to hear more about your experience during COVID. Okay, so lockdown hits and what happens? What did you think? And I know for me, I really thought, 2 weeks initially. And then I thought, a few more weeks. But I didn't think it would be like this.
Well, lockdown was COVID. For us, we thought the same. We thought, okay, a month, maybe a month and a half. And then all of a sudden here it was 2.5 months. 4.5 months, 5 months, and then it was starting to get really stressful because the bills don't stop coming, but the money stops coming in. So that part is petrifying because they don't cut you any breaks. Your taxes don't get cut, your bills don't get cut, they get suspended, or you get to pay them later. But that being said, it makes it difficult over and over again. And then here it is, 7 months, 9 months. So we were actually closed 3 days shy of 1 year. And thank you, Lord, we are still here. It was kind of disheartening that the money that they said was going to go to the small venues didn't actually get to us. All of the bigger peeps got it, and it was just really gut-wrenching going, hey, you're saying that, it's for small businesses, but how small do you have to be to get it? Is it 50 people or more? Because that's who got it. Anybody who had, 50 or less employees, they didn't get anything. And a few of the other, places and locations, they got 10 times the money, and then they wondered why they ran out. And then they said, we didn't have enough to go around. Okay, well, if you're going to give this one company that's got 150 people, and it's a franchise, $60,000 as an example, and for me, I have, 7 employees, and I didn't get anything, it kind of goes, what do you mean by small? Having 7 employees and, knowing that they're not working, graciously, we got, the PPP funds, which was able to, be able to have that money and, get the doors open and be able to pay them and all of that stuff. And, luckily, they all had other things that they were doing. So all of my staff don't have just one job. They all have 2 jobs or 3 jobs. And so that being said, graciously, I kept all of my staff, and I was truly happy that I was able to keep all of them. A lot of places didn't keep any of their staff, and people don't want to come back, so I am very grateful, and I love all my staff. They're great, they're wonderful, and I don't want to give them up. They're part of me, and they're part of this bar, and they work hard for us, and if I could give them the moon, I'd give them the moon and back.
People don't think that's a real person.
That's a real person.
That's a real person. Just because you have 7 people, those are actually 7 real people.
7 real lives that have bills to pay and food to put on the table and a roof over their head. Some of them have kids, some of them don't, but the same thing. They have bills too that have to be paid. And, you think about them and you think about all your stuff and what is and is not important, And the best part is that you have them as your family, so you just try to think of ways to help them get through it too, to be there for them. Because they're there for you.
Small businesses are more like families, aren't they?
We are like family because it's just us. We have to take care of each other. We have to watch each other's back. There were so many people that said, I need the interaction. It's unbelievable. I'm at home 6 months with no contact with anybody. You know, for me, that would have been petrifying. I'm blessed to have a wonderful husband. He's a great, mentor to me. He's just over the moon great. And without that kind of contact, I would have probably gone, stir crazy. A lot of people are single and they live by themselves, or they have their kids, and you're at home stuck with your kids all day long, trying to work, trying to do your job, that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'd be able to do that either. That sounds pretty hard. I'm just, grateful that we are still here and my staff are still with me, and they all made it through and we made it through. And, maybe over time the city will understand and come and help us and still get with us and give us some kind of money for being closed for a whole year. We'll see what happens on that note. The band Shotguns Ready started a GoFundMe page. And so during the time when they started it, and they're one of my bands that play here, absolutely love all of my bands. I'm very blessed to have all of them who play here. They are over the top, like today, Two Hoots and a Holler is going to play. You're going to get to hear a little bit of eclectic style music, which is wonderful. The bands came and played. They were able to make some kind of money online because we did the live streaming and it helped them. Plus, it also let people know, hey, we're still here. We're closed, but we're still here. Come support us. Whatever you can do, support these bands. They have families to feed, They've got bills to pay. And it was great. People were really generous doing the live streaming with the bands and playing Chicken Shit Bingo online, and all the free gifts. Like Austin Bike Farm donated 2 different bikes, and we had winners that won the bikes. They were ecstatic, just that kind of stuff. Honest Barber gave us free barber haircuts and haircuts. I mean, all the restaurants that I know gave me gift cards to give away, just all kinds of fun stuff. And we gave merchandise away. And who doesn't want a Chicken Shit Bingo t-shirt? I'm just saying. So it was really, really good that we were able to have that and that cohesive family thing with just our neighbors as well, because we all share to help each other out.
You're a community, aren't you?
We are a community, and this whole community in the area of Allendale and all of us, it just makes us a bigger community. I have just a big extended family. I do feel close to my community. I'm pretty lucky. They come in all the time. I have patrons that live blocks either direction. They walk, they come every day to support us. They were here during COVID. They'd knock on the back door. What can we do? How can we help you? Can we come in? And I'm like, no, you can't come in. But that kind of stuff. But it was truly just a blessing having them all. We communicated on getting the live streaming started on our Facebook, Instagram, and our website page, telling people, hey, we're going to be doing, selling tickets online. Here's how we're going to do it. So if you want to play, these are, follow these steps and you can go do that, and then we'll get it out. And so we kind of just got it, smoothed into a real cohesive way to play Chicken Shit Bingo online. And they loved it. And so after they said, please, after we get done and we reopen, don't get rid of it because we still want to play online. And they do. I have people play online every Sunday. And so it just gets bigger and better and stronger. And they play from all over the world, literally all over the world. Europe, just everywhere.
Now they can be in Europe.
Yeah.
And they can actually play here.
They can actually play and watch the music and everything. And they love it. And we love it too, because they're not here, but when they do come back, they come and see us all the time. So we have extended family, over the pond and in Australia and Canada and all over the place, and even in Hawaii and Croatia and all kinds of fun places. In the beginning of COVID and what we knew when we did before we got live streaming and everything going, petrified. Most gut-wrenching, I can't even describe it. Leave it at that. Petrifying. I have no more words for it.
And were you scared of losing the bar?
Everything. Your family, your employees, the bar, your livelihood. Scary. Truly gut-wrenching. I'm glad it's gone away. Hope it stays away, never comes back. And people learn to be friendly, loving, and most of all, be nice. Don't be ugly to people, because you don't walk in other people's shoes. You have to only walk in yours. So, yeah, it was scary. I can't say any more about it because I'm going to start crying. We were all real scared. But the bigger corporations, I don't think they worried about it as much because they had money. And for us, you know, you save money, try to save as much as you can, but then all of a sudden, 2 months, money you saved in 2 or 3 years is gone because you have all these bills to pay. And, you know, it's scary. It was really scary. But had some great people in our corner and helping us, and oh my God. And I have to give a shout out to Brandon Rossage. Absolutely humbled by that man. He is the most giving, loving, and helped me set up everything. He helped me figure it all out. So him I owe a big kudos to.
How important do you think it was for people to work together to kind of survive this thing?
It took a lot of effort for people to help. I mean, you can't do it by yourself. And if you think you can, you cannot. I mean, you have to have some kind of local support or people who know what to do. Like, I didn't know the first thing about all this computer stuff or live streaming or this or that. So you have to have somebody else in your corner who does know it. Because if you don't, it's just not going to survive, and you're not going to survive. I have no idea what we would have done without it. No idea. I don't even know if we would have stayed open. That's petrifying.
You really love this place, don't you?
I do love this place in my heart. It is in my heart.
And how happy are you to be back open?
Let me describe it in the words of Snoopy dancing around. Where he does a little pitter patter, and yeah, that's how happy I am. It makes me happy just knowing that we're here. We have the patrons that love us, the bands that we love, they love the bands. It's just one big cohesive family. And without the bands, we wouldn't be who we are. Without Chicken Ship Bingo, we wouldn't be who we are. Without our patrons, we wouldn't be who we are. So we're all one big family. We just have a whole lot of fun here. Every day's a fun day, including Sunday.
Including Sunday. We never give up.
We never give up. No, kidding.
Dig in.
Dig in.
Dig in and hold on.
Yeah, dig in and hold on.